Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Delia Smith Show.
Well, now I'm going to show you a totally different way of cooking rice, the absolute opposite in fact. This is a classic Italian risotto. It's called risotto, and for this one you start off in a saucepan with some butter, and the other fat you use is bone marrow. And you get bone marrow out of a marrow bone which you can buy from the butcher, and you can just take it out with a teaspoon. And you need about 2 tablespoons for this recipe. So that's butter and bone marrow. And then you soften some onion in it, and you use the traditional spice that's used in Italy to give it its lovely golden colour, which is this spice here. And we haven't looked at this one before on the series. This is in fact saffron. It's the most expensive spice in the world, but a little goes a long way. This is half a teaspoon, and you buy it. Wow! And then you crush it in a pestle and mortar to a powder until it becomes a fine powder. And then when you've melted your pestle and mortar and butter, you add this pestle and mortar, and when it touches the heat, it begins to give you this lovely, beautiful aroma as well as the colour. Then you add the rice, and this is the Italian risotto rice that we spoke about earlier on, the lovely fat grains of rice that do release quite a lot of starch. Wow! And what we're after this time is the opposite. Something, instead of being separate, something that's really nice and creamy. That's the way to describe this. And once you've put the rice in, like we did before, you stir it around, and for risotto, you start off by adding some white wine, about 5 tablespoons, and after you've added the white wine, you then stir. So you see it's quite the opposite this time. This time you're going to be stirring quite a lot. Then you add some chicken stock and stir again, and then you leave it on a gentle heat for about 15 minutes, and then you take the lid off and you add some more chicken stock. Give it another stir and go on like that until all the chicken stock has been absorbed. And it's very important to have the right flavours. The bone marrow gives it a nice flavour, so does the half a teaspoon. And it's also important, I think, to have a good concentrated chicken stock as well. So stir this time. This time don't leave it alone. This time it actually needs quite a bit of attention. The next thing you do is you turn the heat off, take the pan off the heat, and then you add a couple more ingredients, 2 tablespoons and 4 tablespoons, and you just stir those in. And so you can imagine, sorry you can't taste, but you can imagine that this is going to have a lovely, buttery, cheesy flavour. Taste it to check the seasoning and add some more salt. A little bit of salt went in the beginning. Add some more salt and some freshly milled pepper as well before you serve it.